You're on.
Hi.
I love my wife. We're just originals.
Welcome to Life with the Popes.
I'm so blessed. Yeah, yeah. Are y'all blessed tonight? Hello, welcome to Life with the Popes.
We're back. We haven't seen you guys in forever. We haven't been on forever, Kerry.
No, we haven't.
So we're back,
It's
y'all.
your fault. It's your fault we ain't been on for a while.
No. It's not my fault. We've just been very busy. But we are getting back into rotation with Life with the Popes. Hi, everyone. So good to see all of you.
I'm just looking down sharing, guys. That's all I'm doing. Because we're having to share on our pages. So we're excited to have you with us tonight.
So please share it as you're coming on. If you'll please share it on your page as well. As we're coming on and getting ready to get started on this subject tonight, if you'll please share on your page, that way more and more couples and single people who need this information to prepare for marriage and a relationship can get it as well. But especially for those of you who are in relationships or who are preparing for marriage or who are already married, this is going to be a great show for you because it's going to be really, really helpful in understanding your partner's needs, understanding how crucial it is that you're sensitive to your partner's needs.
Yes.
And that you prioritize your partner's needs in a relationship, that you cannot be selfish, and that you've got to be concerned. Hey, Kaya, checking in. Hello, everyone. So it's so crucial that you understand your partner's needs and also understand how do you get an understanding of your partner's needs. That's the other crucial part, is how do you get an understanding?
A true understanding,
not
an assumption.
Needs. Right.
But a true understanding, because it's very, very important.
Right. You may think you know what they need, but that may not be it.
That's correct.
And then also understanding the balancing act of trying to meet your partner's needs without losing yourself. Because that's one of the things that can be very common in relationships, is that we are often looking at our partner's needs, and one person or the other is more giving than the other, right? And so we can often find ourselves in situations, depending on your personality type, to where there's an imbalance, and people can lose themselves trying to please their partner.
We get too much information.
Okay.
We still got people coming on.
Intro. So
it's
please
intro.
keep sharing. share, because we would like to get as many people on here as possible.
Yes.
So we can reach as many people who need this information so badly.
Oh, is that Carl Thomas? That's my ship. And my ship is sailing. And yeah.
Hi, Cleveland. Cleveland's on.
What's up, Cleveland? How you doing, my brother? Welcome. Oh, girl.
Oh, he's singing, y'all.
Oh, baby.
We too old to make a baby, but wait a minute.
We can borrow one and give it back, though.
Right?
You got.
That's about all we be doing.
We tell that child you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of
Kelly
here.
From Columbus, Georgia. Where's everybody from? As we're waiting for everyone to join us tonight. Comment with your
that's
city.
my jam right
Hi,
there.
Derek. Comment with your city, everyone. Where are you from? Where are you checking in from tonight?
Yeah, rep your city.
Rep your city. Where are you from?
That's my song, girl.
Woo. Seattle. Hey, Naija.
Is it raining?
Gainesville. Atlanta.
Oh, come on.
I love this song.
Hello, ATL.
Atlanta.
No, my ship is coming in. Here's my ship.
Arkansas.
What's
North
up,
Carolina.
Arkansas? NC in the house.
C-Town.
All right. Man, that's my song right there, y'all. How many of you like this song? Oh, come on now. The day has finally come.
Ooh. That's like a praise and worship song.
Wasn't that
What?
KG? What was that dude's name?
I can't remember.
I'll tell you in a second. I got that album.
Shirley's in Mississippi.
Yeah, K-John. I was right.
K-John.
That's K-John. Mississippi's in the house. Look at Andrea. She said, I remember that song. That's what I'm trying to tell you. My ship came in, y'all. It came in from Delaware. Ohio.
By way of Seattle.
To sure say, I love that song. This is a beautiful song, guys. It's so beautiful. Let's listen to it a little bit before we get started. Come on. Oh, you know you want to move. That's right, Kate John. That's probably about the best song he had on that album. It was a really
I think he was
great.
A one-hit wonder.
He had another hit, but that was the hit.
That was definitely the hit.
He put Carl Thomas out of business with that song.
Right.
You know, because that's got a Carl Thomas feel. And Carl Thomas, he had to go retire after that one. Don't leave me alone. Woo!
Y'all feeling the love?
My ship has finally come. I got a tear.
Right?
Woo!
I can feel God in the room in the song.
When this song ends, we're going to get started, y'all. I can't cut this song, boy. This song right here. This song right here. Woo! Y'all better be glad we just started this show. Because if we ended this show.
Woo!
All the way from Norcross. We was in Norcross and passing it the other day. Woo! Y'all need to work the traffic problems out there. So if you love the Popes, blow your screen up with some hearts. We get ready to start this thing tonight. If you love the Popes, will you blow your screen up and give us a little bit of hearts and say, we're ready, Popes, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready. Nobody loves us.
She said, she quoted a lyric. She says, when he says, I will travel the 7 seas, we'll even go. Oh, let me go back over here.
Yeah.
She said, when he says, I will travel the 7 seas, I will even go wherever the wind blows. I'll do anything to find my destiny.
Come on now.
I love it.
Woo, that's what I said. When that song
my hair is laid. Somebody said my hair is laid.
They were talking about my hair was laid. They talking about mine. Well, see me tomorrow night. Mine be laid.
Kaya hooked me up today. I did my video. It's beautiful. Thank you, Kaya.
All right, so Miss Pope, let's get the show going.
Let's go.
Let me kill the music and talk to the peoples.
The peoples. So tonight we're excited. I really believe God dropped this topic into my spirit. We were talking about what to do the show on this week, and I just said, what about, each other's needs? What about understanding our needs?
Yes.
And it was like, yeah, that's important. It clicked. And then there was conversations that Kerry and I had this week, even leading into Life with the Popes, that were just kind of confirmation of this subject, confirmation of how important it is to understand and even study. I'm going to make that point tonight.
Yes.
I'm going to make that point for me, that I have to realize that I have to do a better job of studying my husband, being attentive and making him enough of a priority that I get to know him better, not by what I think he is, or I think how he feels, or what is he really thinking. I think I know that. And there was a conversation we had this week, and I realized I didn't know what he was thinking at all. And I was like,
that's right.
How did I miss this? How did I not understand that he was feeling this way? And it really shocked me as his best friend. Secondly, as a wife, girls. Okay, but first of all, we consider each other best friends first.
Yes.
Before you get off into titles of husband and wife
and
all the expectations of those titles, right? We are best friends. And I'm saying, wait, how did I not know this about my friend? How did I not catch this? Yeah. That he was feeling that way. And that upset me. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why she didn't catch it, and ladies, I want you to hear me very well, because we're going to speak about what your mate needs.
Yes.
Men, we don't talk that much. We're not a lot of, well, I'm not. And most men are not talkers.
Most men are not talkers.
And so when we do open up and start expressing some things that she didn't know, it wasn't time for her to talk or to, as I call it, psychoanalyze.
I psychoanalyze everyone.
She psychoanalyzes me. And I'm like,
I should have been a doctor.
And I shut it down because I don't want to express my emotions to be psychoanalyzed. I'm expressing my emotions because I'm in a place where I need to get it out to my best friend, and I just need you to listen.
Yes. And what I think when we were having this conversation this week, what it reinforced with me, girls and couples, is that men and women are very different.
Yes.
You know, women, we want men to be like us, or we expect them to be like us. And it's because, you know, we talk about everything. We talk about how we feel, what we think, what you're doing. We just talk about everything. Women are just communicators, and we're expressive and we're emotional, and we wear that on our sleeve. You know, that's most women, I'm saying, right? And men are very different.
Yes,
They're not like that. And so we can be assuming that we know how a man feels, because what I realize about my husband, and some of you men on here may be able to relate to this, you may be talking, but you're not really talking about how you feel.
Exactly. Now, how many men can be honest and say that's exactly it? As a man, I may not feel like I can truly express how I feel because it may make me look weak. It may make me look like I'm a weakling, or I'm a whiner, and I'm not whining and I'm not weak. I'm just feeling a certain way, and I need to express it. And it's one of the things, let me say this because we're strong about Bible. So let's talk about Samson. One of the main reasons why Samson was always laying his head in Delilah's lap is because she was always making him feel comfortable. She made him feel able, even though he
could be vulnerable.
Yes. Even though she tricked him multiple times, it's what she made him feel. And so women, if you really want your man to open up, give him a safe haven that he can lay his head and let it out. And you just rub him and make him feel. Don't go, oh, really? Well, because we're going to go, shh, and we're going to shut down.
So I can own something this week. When we were having this conversation and I got into analyze mode, fix it mode, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to help you figure it out because that's what I do for a living. And I want to be the fixer, right? I'm Olivia Pope. Of dating and love and spiritual guidance and
all things carry.
And all things carry. So immediately, I went into help. I want him to feel better. I want to reassure him, but I also want to help him get to the solutions like this, because there's an element in relationships, and this is something very key. There's an element in relationships, and there's this dynamic that I think is sometimes hard to describe, because your destinies are so linked together. In other words, your purpose is linked, your destiny is linked, your future is linked, every step is linked with each other. There's an element that comes in of selfishness with your partner because you want them to get over it. You don't have as much patience with your partner as you would a stranger or a client or a friend, because it's more crucial, because the selfish part of you is saying, come on, let's get it together. We're a unit.
That's right.
So you want your unit to be impactful, effective, healthy, and ready to rock and roll. That's what you want your unit to be. And so it's sometimes very difficult with your partner to have the level of patience and understanding that you would even have with a friend, because there's an element of self involved in the unit. And I hope that makes sense to someone.
Yes.
That I think it plays over into the image of your relationship to others.
Don't embarrass me. Don't make me look a certain way.
Right. It plays over into why you marry the kind of person you married to begin with. It has so much to do with how you want to be viewed and how you want to be perceived. It's not always really just about the unit.
That's right. Can I say something? One of the things we're going to talk about is what I need from Rebecca and what Rebecca needs from me. One of the key things that we talked about when we was getting the subject together was we didn't try to change each other. This is key in a relationship. If you try to change the person, you're taking them from being authentic. So now you're getting a representative of what you want them to be versus who they really are. When I met Rebecca, she's very headstrong. She's a workaholic. She is a go-getter. And and one of the things I bring to her, and the most important thing I bring to her outside of love, is balance. Because she had no balance in her life. So for that reason, what I could offer her was balance first. I didn't try to stop her from being who she is, because that's what drew me to her. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, catch this. If you change a person from what drew you to that person, you're going to fall out of love with that person. Because what drew you to that person in the first place is what you want to capitalize on. It was her tenacity. It was her go get it. I mean, she's a boss chick. I'm serious. I'm going to make her a t-shirt that says boss chick, because that's what she is. But what I've come to understand, and catch this, what I've come to understand in life is there are certain men that like strong women. But it's almost like the black stallion. The black stallion is a beautiful horse in the field, but it's not beautiful until it's broken. Okay? So when I met Rebecca, I had to break her, but not change her. Catch that now. That's good. Break her means to simply, baby, put your computer down. Put your phone down. You're done. No, we're not doing anything else tonight. It's over. And she goes, oh, okay. And she closes it. What that is doing is giving her balance. Because if you let her just be herself and not give balance, then guess what? I'm going to get left out because she's a workaholic. But when I give balance, I know when to pull back and let her be the boss as far as work. And then I know when to say, baby, that's it. Time out. It's Kerry's time. And when I do it, somebody said, that's it. Break her, but not change her. That's it. That's my chapter in my book.
He had to train me to be a good wife, and I've had to train him to be a good husband.
That's right.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's a training of each other that has to take place. And we were down in Dallas at MegaFest, and my assistant Vanjie, was traveling with us, and she spent a lot of time with Kerry and I. And it was the very first time she'd ever really spent a lot of personal time with me and Kerry. And she said to me, Kerry's the boss of you. And I was like, yeah, he is. Yeah. He tells everybody what to do, and we just fall in line and we do what we're supposed to do. Sounds like our best friend. Exactly. So literally, Vanjie's observing, and she's got like this front row seat to the pose, right? Yeah. And she was like, you like, wow. And you listen to him. You do what he says. He said, you were on the phone and you were sitting there getting ready to eat, and he was like, and you just said, I gotta go. And I hung up the phone. Yeah. And it's true, because I had to learn balance, because here's the thing. Two crucial things that I need from my man that Kerry provides, that trumps anything and everything, is that he anchors me emotionally and spiritually. Yes. Kerry is my anchor. In other words, I'm one of those people that's very passionate. My dreams and my visions and ideas and creativity, I'm off to the races. I'm always running and chasing and doing and just so busy and active. And I'm a dreamer, and then I'm a doer, right? So I'm busy. And Kerry is the most consistent, stable, every day, the same person. Rain, sleet, snow, shine. He's not moody. And this is, we're talking about needs, okay? Needs. This is why we are compatible, because I can be like this.
Hold on, you're not doing enough. She can be like this. In other words, if she hasn't eaten her meal, she could be what we call hangry, which is hungry and angry. If she works too long and she's tired, it shows. If she's stressed, it shows. And my job, and catch this, ladies and gentlemen, it's your job to know your mate's limits.
Yes.
See, I anchor her when I see she's gotten too far out of her limits. And now it's going to start to bleed over to our relationship. See, that's key. So what I do then is say, okay, babe, there was one day she was sitting on the bed and she was on her computer. And I walked over to her and I closed her computer and I put it on the floor and gave her a hug, and she just broke down crying. And she was stressed beyond what she ever knew. But as being her best friend and her helpmeet, I picked up on it. And it wasn't about a lecture. She needed a touch, not sex. It wasn't even sexual. It was a
and
simple,
not even a prayer.
That's right.
Or anything like that. It's just a hug. One of my number one love language is physical touch. Kerry can talk to me by just touching me and never have to say anything because my love language is physical touch.
Yes.
So if you hug me and you just hold my hand and you comfort me.
That's if I hug her now, not you guys. It works only for Kerry. I had to break that out.
The other thing is this, is the way he anchors me is I only go so far out before I need him and I'm coming back.
Yes.
In other words, I'm coming back to lay on him. I'm coming back to get a hug. I'm coming back to talk about my feelings. I'm coming back to talk about my stress and my feelings and everything I have going on because he's my anchor. He's my safe place. The world is trying to tear us apart and break us down and defeat us and we're at war, to fight these battles. And so he's my safe place. He's home. Yeah. And it's so crucial because, it's that emotional and spiritual support that makes you secure when you go out in the world and to be able to do what you do, but know that there's at least one person in the world.
I knew it was coming. I'm glad you went first. So let me chime in because she's already crying. Because let me tell you what I need from Rebecca that she gives me. The first thing she gives me is reassurance of who I am. As a man, and I think Bishop Jakes talked about it, it takes a lot to be a true man. And so she reassures me of who I am when I lose sight of who I am. I am a husband, I am a pastor, I am a father, I am a friend, I am a business owner, I am a counselor. So we stretch all over the place. And then sometimes I just don't feel like I'm worth anything. And she'll take me and she'll say, baby, come here. I believe in you. She doesn't have to go deep, but she can tell when I need that reassurance, that push to say, Kerry, I don't care what you've gone through. I don't care what you've lost in life. I know who you are. I believe in you. And that alone, because let me tell you something, as men, because we don't talk that much, and we try to hide our vulnerability, we try to hide our insecurities, and we mask it.
They mask it.
When she sees that, she says, baby, I believe in you. I know that you don't, because here lately, we talked about, what do you want to do? What is your dream? I said, well, my dream is basically ended because what I saw myself doing, God has shut that chapter down. But he's opening a bigger chapter. So guess what my helpmeet does? She doesn't go, oh, I thought you was a man. I thought you was a prophet. You're supposed to be an apostle. She doesn't quote scriptures and say, come on, the man of God, he's supposed to lead my house. I'm still the leader of my house, even in my vulnerability.
Yes.
Because catch this now. Oh, this is so good. She respects me. Ladies, do you respect your man? Because when you lose respect for your man, you've lost your man. Oh, that's good.
Men need respect.
Men need respect. I know Aretha Franklin said R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Find out what it means to me.
But men, and how many of you men can be honest, you'll give your queen the world. But the only thing I don't need you to do is to disrespect me. I need your respect. And Rebecca respects me. She knows I'm a man of God. She knows I'm a go-getter. She knows I'm a boss. And she knows how to pick me up. Oh, my God. When I'm at my lowest, when I feel like and listen, men, let's just be real. Sometimes as men, we feel like the scum of the earth because we can't give our queens everything we want them to have. And she'll grab me by the hand and say, baby, we're going to get it together. She says, and this is what blessed me the most. She says, hear me. I'm never leaving you. Ever. We're in this thing together. Now,
he making me cry.
As a man, when you feel at your lowest and your woman still sees who you really are, even at your lowest, man, it makes you tighten your bootstraps up. It makes you get back in the game. And it makes you stay up to 3 a.m. to make sure you do what you have to do because that's the appreciation. I don't need you to sex me. I don't need you to treat me with gifts. Just respect me. How many men can be honest tonight and say, that's my key pope. I just need to be respected. And if you respect me, I will turn this world upside down.
Yes. And I think what is crucial, we had a question. I'm going to come back to questions. But
Okay.
one of the things I wanted to say is that so often as women, we've been indoctrinated with traditional gender roles. And part of this is, especially for women of faith, I'm speaking to you right now, who have been raised in the church, and even if you're not, in the church or raised in the church, traditional gender roles put the man as, excuse me guys, my nose is running.
She said they're crying. Everybody's crying.
Everybody's crying.
Way to go, Rebecca.
Thank you.
I kept my tears.
Right. I'm not going to cry.
I'm not crying.
But one of the things that is hard is that, we live in 2017. It's the 21st century. And what's difficult is we still have very antiquated ideas of traditional gender roles. So what are you saying, Rebecca? What are you saying? What I'm saying is we look at men and we say, you're supposed to be the provider and protector. And I'm supposed to be what? What would you say is traditional for women, Kerry? Taking care of the children,
housekeeper,
cooking and cleaning. Right?
And that's it.
That's it. When's the last time you guys met a couple who's not over 60 that the husband is the provider and protector? Rose says, hi, photobomber. Right, photobomb. When is the last time you met a couple, a happily married couple, that the wife didn't work and the husband was strictly the provider and she did everything else?
Yes.
Because that's what we're talking about. If you want to talk about really traditional gender roles and what we consider going back into the Bible, women work, but they worked very hard in the house. They didn't have jobs outside of the house. So, right, women are the nurturers, men are the providers.
They didn't have light bill, water bill, insurance, cars.
But that's my question to you. How many happily married couples do you know that the wife doesn't work and the man's the provider? Right. So now.
Hold on for 1 second. Keep that thought. If you came in on late, please share the broadcast because we see our numbers going way up. Keep them going. Keep the numbers going. Go, baby. Sorry.
So one of the things that I this is not my first rodeo. Kerry and I are both divorced. What does that mean? That means we both have failed at marriage previously. So when you get a second chance, when you get another opportunity, and now it's really love, and you're so in love, and you want to get it right.
There you go.
One of the things that I recognized is that stuff doesn't fit.
Not in 2017.
It doesn't fit me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a go-getter. I'm an ambitious woman. I know how to make the money. I know how to build companies. I know how to do all this stuff. And I'm driven, and I'm a big dreamer, and I'm a hard worker, and and I'm courageous, and I'm strong, and I'm just go hard. And that doesn't fit a traditional role of a woman.
No, my wife does not. Let's put it like this. In the Pope's house, I recognize early her strengths and her weaknesses based on who she is. Now, she'll go out and make money all day, every day, day in, day out. But when it comes to cleaning the house, that's not Miss Rebecca. So listen, this is hilarious. When we first started dating, and I went to her house one day and I walked in her room and I went, oh no, And I started folding her clothes.
He cleaned my condo when we were dating.
Yeah.
Because what he was doing was trying to show me by example.
Hey, lead by example.
How he wanted it to look. So he came over top to bottom.
Front to back.
Cleaned my condo.
Yep.
Get this. Within a number of days, it's back to being messy because I'm not maintaining that. I'm working too hard to maintain that.
Yeah.
So he's thinking he's showing me by example until he just accepted, oh my God, this is just really how she is. And I'm like, well, honey, we got to get a maid.
So guess what? Until we buy a maid, because we're very frugal and we believe in investing our money back in the company, I'm the maid. My name is Roper.
Kerry does a lot of the cleaning.
I do the cleaning, I do the washing, I do the folding.
I help.
I do the cleaning, I do the washing.
I help.
I do the cleaning, I do the washing, I do the folding. I don't do the cooking because she can cook, but that's why we're losing weight.
Yeah, we definitely split up. And listen, well, yes, we do.
What we split?
I cook, I clean, I fold clothes. You know what? He just leaving me out there to hang,
My mother
y'all.
told me when I was little, says, son, if you don't have anything good to say, just wave your hand. Shut up.
So, but what I was going to say is this. half the time what's really happening in your relationships is you're having these expectations of your partner that are based on these traditional gender roles instead of being able to accept him for who he is. I recognized early on that the man I'd fallen in love with was OCD.
Capital OCD.
So don't get it twisted. He's cleaning. Excuse me.
See?
Because
I don't like ugly.
You know what? He's cleaning because he can't handle it being dirty at all.
Get clean through. I'm old school. Let me tell you how old school I am. We don't own a mop in my house. I do the wax on, wax off on my hands and knees. I'm old school because, again, I just like things certain ways. So here's what the key is. Know your partner's needs. I know Rebecca's, that's not her strong point. So I'm not going to get upset and mad. We're going to take that question. I'm not going to get upset and mad. I'm just going to do what I have to do because, hey, I know her strength. Now, here's the thing. She knows me, okay, because she'll push me to the limit. Some days I'll let the clothes pile up a little bit because, you know, I like to come in and hang stuff up immediately.
And I'm like,
this one right here, like, we got a couch, and she like to, somehow the couch became the couch it, which is the closet and the couch together. And I'm like, oh, boo, get that tonight.
And I do it.
And that's when she know I've had enough, and there comes the balance. But when she's working hard, I know she's doing her book, or she's in a project, or she's doing something for Godly Girls, and she's really at it, I don't bother because I know she's doing something, so I got it. So I'll say, baby, this is what I'll say to her. How can I serve you today? How can I serve my queen today? That's what I says. And she'll say, I'm good. She'll say, I'm good. I'll say, are you sure? Because I don't mind serving you. I don't mind doing what needs to be done to help you. And that's what I do to take off the load.
Right.
Okay.
And so oftentimes what's happening when you're talking about your partner's needs is we're not really being honest because sometimes we feel pressured to say, I can't really express that need because that's not manly. Or that's not feminine. Or that doesn't fit being a wife, or that doesn't fit being a husband. What?
I'm just saying, I agree.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, prime example, there's nothing I won't do for my wife. There's nothing I won't go and get for her. She'll tell you, it could be 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the morning. One night she was having a chocolate fit at 1 in the morning. Where you going? To get you some chocolate. No, she wasn't pregnant. But it was the fact that I love you enough to inconvenience myself to make sure you're ooh, my God, I can preach some messages. I don't mind inconveniencing myself to make sure that your needs are met, that all your convenience are given.
And then he's such a simple man.
I'm very simple.
That if I start ignoring him and I'm working too much, I start to feel guilty because he doesn't ask that much of me. So now I don't have a problem laying it down, giving him time, sacrificing and compromising because he's so good to me. Where am I going to find that at? What?
And then at Walmart. No.
You know, no, sir. What do you need, baby? Yes, I hear you. Let's go. I'm doing it. It's getting shut down right now. Yeah. And so it's about making your partner a priority. That's number one. Make your partner a priority because at the end of the day, you know what? That laptop is not getting in bed with me and cuddling me at night.
I don't need a laptop. I need a lap dance.
You know what?
Hey, this is the Pope. Listen, this is real talk with the Pope. Because what we always say is, listen, we're real. Okay, if y'all know us and have followed us long enough, we are real. And it's time I need you to put the laptop down and bring the lap dance over.
And at the end of the day, Godly Girls is not going to take care of me when I'm sick.
Y'all better say it. I'm trying to help somebody tonight.
It's this man that's there, ride or die, day in, day out, wiping my tears, giving me hugs, making sure I'm getting sleep, making sure I'm okay, and I'm doing the same thing for him.
That's right.
So at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't matter about the outside world. You've got to take care of home first.
Yeah, you better say it. See, on our play, when I say put the laptop down and I say lap dance, don't stop, get it.
You know what?
That ain't the song?
No. What about trust and insecurities in your spouse?
It says, do you ever get intimidated? Oh, wait a minute. Where we at?
What about trust and insecurities? We're going to go here first.
What about trust and insecurities? First of all, trust, let me say this to ladies and gentlemen. Trust is built. Just telling someone to trust you doesn't mean you're going to get it. That's number one. Second of all, trust can't be, trust me, but I'm giving you signs not to trust me. Okay? And I'd say that for a reason. If I'm not doing something, they don't accuse me of doing something. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. You can find it back. So a lot of times people will have you, here's another thing too. I'm going to get to that, but you got to make sure you build the trust. I find it. Make sure you build the trust. And in building the trust, then you make sure that the trust doesn't get lost. Here's how you maintain trust. Rebecca and I have conversations, and real conversations. Baby, are you happy? Mm-hmm. That's a simple conversation. And if I say no, I don't go, she doesn't go, what you mean you're not happy? No, it's, okay, what's wrong? Because now I'm asking the question so that I can build more trust. You have more trust in me. Like the other night, she says, when I opened up, it made her feel like, wow, I didn't really have his trust because he just now opened up. It wasn't that. It was the fact that we don't talk that often. And I felt at that moment, I trust my wife enough and love her enough that I can speak. Now, as far as insecurities are concerned, you want to make sure that your person, if you get into a relationship, make sure they've been healed first, not get healed with you.
Well, sometimes that's hard.
I'm going to get there. If you're getting into a relationship, if you're in one, then you have to work together and be patient with the person who's insecure, because you may not know their reasons for their insecurities.
And most people are not healed.
Nope.
So if you're looking for these perfect scenarios and perfect people who are completely healthy and all healed up and they're just, perfectly ready for a relationship, good luck. Because the majority of people have issues. Everyone has issues.
I was jacked up.
Everyone has issues. So it's put it this way. You better have a certain amount of tolerance and understanding for anyone that you're going to love, anyone you're going to be in a relationship with, because it's so crucial to understand that nobody's perfect.
Yes.
Counseling, yes, definitely. Get counseling, get coaching, get help.
Immediately.
Because here's the other thing, and I always say this, that it comes back to the individual's responsibility to do their work. They have to own that they're not healthy, own that they're insecure, own that they have an issue, and then be willing to work on it with your partner's support.
Yes. I sat on her couch. You hear me? We say it all the time. We weren't even dating, but just the beginning, I was damaged. I was coming out of a divorce and had been out for a couple of years, but I wasn't healed. Now, I'm going to say this to everyone. Hear me well. Most women get help. Most men get another woman.
And if that's not a good woman, it's just going to add, more injury and more hurt to someone who's already hurt.
Yep.
And that's how men end up becoming so damaged over time, because they're not talking to anybody the way we are.
No. All right. That's the question we had.
Okay. Do you ever get intimidated by Rebecca being a strong woman within her own right, like ministry, career, etc.?
Okay. Patrina, no. Let me tell you why. We talk all the time. And I told her at MegaFest, when I watch because you got to remember something. I still have prophecies over my life of speaking to billions of people, ministries all over the world. And so here we are sitting at MegaFest, and I'm introducing my wife. Okay? I was honored. When I tell you that I gave this girl an introduction, this is what I told everyone. I said, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me such great honor to bring before you my queen. How do I know, and how is she my queen? Because she can take my money, my house and my car. I'm singing this at MegaFest.
People were like, hey.
Yeah, because they're like, wait a minute.
Wait.
This is a pastor saying, take my money, because she's my queen. And so I'm not intimidated. I told her, I'm the structure behind your support. I'm your structure. I'm your number one cheerleader. I'm in the audience pushing you. I told her, I knew you were good, but I didn't know you were great. I said that to her that same moment. So it's like, no, I'm proud of her. But hear me now. If I didn't know who I am and my promise and my destiny, then you can easily get intimidated because it becomes a competition and jealousy. There's no competition with she and I. It is simply, she said, I just can't. Y'all know me. If you don't know Kerry Pope by now.
Super safe.
Yeah, and well, you know what? In the first session, I told them, I said, loving you is easy because you're beautiful. And she was on there like, oh. And the girl's like, dang, how'd she get him?
Right?
He's a singing preacher. But my point is, I'm not insecure. I'm not intimidated. I'm her structure of support behind her ministry.
Yeah.
And they say behind every good man, there's a good woman. But behind every great woman, there's a good man.
And Kerry, I told him the other day, I said, you know, I would not be where I'm at without Kerry. His love and support and acceptance, you know, lifts me to where I'm at. And the same with him. What's about to come next for him is going to be a direct result of our love and commitment to each other and the power that gives you when you know that you are loved and you know you're secure.
That's it.
And so I wouldn't be here without him and without the people closest to me that love me and support me and pour into me and help me. It's success is not one person.
Yes. Exactly.
Georgia, we're elevating each other, and it's not even just your husband, it's also your team, it's your people around you, it's your family. Success is a group effort. It's that person's the front person, but there's a whole team of people behind pushing.
All right, I love that when men say they reach out to me. I love it. And let me tell you one thing about Rebecca. Let's go back to her needs. Rebecca needs me to be understanding. I think what I need from you is understanding. Oh, I feel all my old school songs. And because here's the thing. If I don't understand her, I won't get her passion. Right. I won't get her zeal. And so in understanding her, it's knowing when to say enough and knowing when to let her go. Right. My wife, like I said, she's a go-getter. She was a go-getter when I met her. And it would be less of me as a man to restrict her from being who she is. If anything, I should get behind and push her harder because now she has greater support. And then the other thing that I bring to Rebecca is I bring to her love. Love. When she's angry and hangry and whatever else she may be, I just look at her. You finished?
I've never been loved by a man the way Kerry loves me and accepts me and understands me. So in all the previous relationships, no one ever got me. They didn't. And here's another crucial thing. I was never able to really be myself 100%. Imperfections, flaws and all, you know, moods, crazy ideas, everything. I was never able to really be 100% myself. So Kerry gave me this safe place to be able to be 100% Rebecca, which is why the world is now getting 100% Rebecca, which is sets it on fire, right? Which might when
girl is on fire.
But that's what when you see this new Rebecca, that's what you're seeing is all of me, not the compartmentalized parts that were afraid of rejection and afraid of these and this and that. No, it's all of me.
Yeah. Now, guess what you gave to me?
What I give to you?
She gave to me the ability to stop being super religious. That brought balance.
So I give you balance too.
You give me balance too, because being in ministry for 33 years, being in church since I was 7, I grew up in a strict religion. I grew up with being very, very the Bible, and I wasn't living. I really was not living. I was taught to sanctify God in the eyes of the people. I was taught to turn the other cheek. I was taught to, to be everything to everybody. And I wasn't being anything to myself. And Rebecca taught me balance and she taught me boundaries. Oh my God. When I tell you that was one of the best things she ever taught me was balance and boundaries, the BBs. That right there, because as being a preacher, we were trying. I had people I had Judases around me stabbing me, and I'm still giving forgiveness and loving in spite of, and that was the religious side of me. Now I'm not. Listen, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual now. And there's a major difference. And if some of you are watching me that grew up in this type of mentality, there's a major difference in being religious and being spiritual. And so now my spirituality is more stronger than my religion. Because I'm like Kurt Franklin, I had to lose my religion because I was losing my mind and lost my life. There's a lot of things I've done for religion purpose that was stupid. I'm just gonna keep it real. And I know people say, oh, you're going to get hit by a lightning bolt. Well, I'm going to get popped because it's real. I made decisions in life that I had no business making, and I did it for religion to be right in the eyes of God when I was wrong in the eyes of society. Had no business doing it, didn't know why I was doing it.
And betraying yourself.
Yes. And if some of you be honest.
You weren't happy.
No. You know, they would tell you it's better to marry than to burn. So I'm marrying someone because they told me I had to marry them if I want to date them. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to be right and pleasing in the eyes of God. I had no business in Hades marrying. And you know, that's what they call hell sometimes, Hades.
Yes.
I had no business I didn't even know who I was, less than try to take on a responsibility. So what I learned, what Rebecca taught me, when she met me, first her thing was, and she said it at MegaFest, and it made me feel so good. She says, tell them the reason why you didn't want to marry a pastor.
Because I'm very free-spirited,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very real.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up, my father was a pastor, I grew up in church, and it was so restrictive
Mm-hmm.
and so legalistic
Mm-hmm.
that you weren't able to live. You weren't able to be real.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been through some things in my life. I've been some, places that I was ashamed of
Mm-hmm.
in those phases of my life. And so I would look at, I'm not marrying a pastor. I can't be no first lady, honey. I'm crazy. I've done some things.
And he's an apostle, too.
And I'm
That's
looking
even
at,
worse,
I would look at people as ministers and think, well, you have to be perfect. You have to be, Patty perfect. And that's not me, boo. I've made some mistakes in life. I own up to my imperfections. And as I began to get free and as I began to get healed, I walked in that with no shame, no regrets, owned all of the stuff I'd been through. So I didn't want to marry a pastor because, first of all, it was a fear of the calling on my life because I didn't want to be in ministry. I wanted to just be a businesswoman and be a coach. So that's before I had accepted the calling on my life. Mm-hmm. Then secondly, I had a stereotype about pastors that I said pastors are not sexy.
Huh.
They're not fun.
Huh.
They don't know how to dance.
Come on now.
They're self-conscious about everything. Everything has to be so perfect when everyone's looking at you that you can't let your hair down. You can't be real. And I'm like, I can't. I mean, that's just not me. Anybody who knows me knows I'm so real. Mm-hmm. I'm a straight shooter. Mm-hmm. And so I had been rejecting that forever. I'm like, I'll never marry a pastor. That's just never going to happen.
And who did you marry, girl?
Pastor Poe.
Ow! And what is Pastor Poe? Who is he? He what?
Sexy.
Come on now.
He can dance.
Girl,
he can
y'all didn't know? Come
he
on.
Can play music.
Yes.
We have a blast.
And I'm a fool.
And the thing is so God has an exception for every rule you create.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, he meets all of my needs. And everyone that I had ever been with and dated, they never had the depth of spirituality that Kerry had. So what was missing for me previously is there was never anyone that understood me and my spirituality, and I could feel comfortable enough and safe enough to express my spirituality
Right.
until him.
That's right. And here's the key. And then she was able to bring me from being so heavenly bound, but no earthly good. And so the balance came. And it was like, it was okay for Kerry to be Kerry, not Apostle Kerry Anthony Pope. And so a lot of people said, that woman he done married changed him. Well, yeah, she did. She really did. She helped me to live. And so I'm grateful for that because I needed to live. Mm-hmm. I needed to stop being so legalistic and being so politically correct and being everything to everybody.
Saying the right things, never saying no, doing for everyone but himself. He was always running on empty.
Yes.
His health was not great.
No.
His mental health was not great. He couldn't sleep at night. Why? Because he'd done so much for everyone else his entire life and sacrificed all of his own desires, all of his own wishes, all of his own interests for the church and for people that would turn around and leave him.
So how many of you watching us right now, can truly say that is exactly what I have experienced in my life at some point that caused me to not live life to the fullest? Because one, I don't want to be judged for being me.
Right.
So I used to tell people when I go out, when you introduce me, if you notice me now, okay, and I'm going to tell you guys something. I tell people introduce me as Kerry Pope. And the reason why I do that is because people were respecting my title, but were not respecting the man. Or I go places and people having fun and they say, oh, he's a pastor. And then quickly they stop drinking, they stop being themselves, and they become super religious and want to start quoting Bible scriptures. I'm like, really? Be you. So here's my thing. Do I have to be so religious to prove that I'm a child of God? Or can I just be Kerry, who God created to be authentic, and he created me from him? And if I just be Kerry, then I'm being who God called me to be.
Exactly.
So Rebecca gave me that balance to just be Kerry. And listen, and she gave me the permission. Why did I say permission? Because a lot of times we don't feel like we have permission to be ourselves. Because the moment we do be ourselves, we get judged. And then when we get judged, we go back in the shell and shut down. So now, y'all know me. Let the Cupid Shuffle come on. And I'm somewhere around. Oh, Rose already know what time it is. I ain't gonna photobomb at that moment. I'm getting ready to do the Cupid Shuffle and do it my way. Or let the electric slide come on. Let the dun 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 dun. See, I was going right there. Y'all see? I ain't ready.
So it's so crucial to understand that in your partnership, your needs are met when you make each other a priority.
Yes.
So what happens is it becomes a vicious cycle of pleasing each other. Mm-hmm. There's a cycle of being kind and pleasing each other, and the more kind he is to me, the more kind and patient I am with him, and the more he loves me, the more I love him, the more I love him, the more he loves me. And so there's this cycle that just reinforces itself constantly of saying love and kindness, love and patience. I've never been as patient with a human being as I am with Kerry Pope. Ever. Not even my kids. Why? Love. I've never loved anyone the way I love him.
You trying to say that I'm that bad?
No. I'm saying that anyone else would get cut. Be like, nah, boo. Bye.
That's why she can take my money.
Right? Because love gives you patience.
Why are you so serious? You're not just a fool. See how I act a fool? She goes, love. It's just like, it's how she gets serious. See, I told you, people that don't really know me, they think I'm all this the Lord said. And I'm a fool.
He's the crazy one.
I love to have fun.
I'm funny too.
No, she's not.
Yes, I am. Anyway. So silly.
So what else do I give to you? How about this?
Needs. We gotta answer some more questions.
Let's answer. Do we have any questions? They too easy to laugh and say, I love you guys. We love you all too.
We love you guys too. There were some more questions back up there, Kerry. Didn't we miss some questions?
No.
Your needs are met the more you need the needs of each other. Say that again.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's right. And we do that. And here's the thing. Neither one of us are so selfish that we put ourselves before the other person.
Rebecca, love will make you do right.
Love
will make you do right.
Love will make you do right. Make you come home early. Ow! Make you stay out all night long.
You're so crazy.
Think I want to moan for love.
Oh, that was the moan, baby.
Girl.
I think I want to moan.
Think I want to moan for love.
Song?
She don't know love and happiness, guys.
Okay, Aria says, how do y'all enforce boundaries? With ourselves or with other people?
Yeah,
Aria?
which one, Aria? Yeah. Give us clarity on that.
Us in our relationship, or are you talking about people outside?
See, they know the song. That's right. Y'all don't know love and happiness? Girl, please. What? See? Come on, Patricia. I'm trying to help this sister. What was that?
It wasn't a question. I think it was a comment.
Okay, then keep going. So, yeah. So, here's the thing with that.
People. She said outside people. How do you put boundaries in with outside people?
For me, now, if it's something that I wouldn't want her doing to me, I won't do to her. So, in other words, I'm very careful about people getting close to me. One thing, Rebecca's like a pit bull. And it's good. It's good. She doesn't want anyone misusing her husband.
Ooh.
And so...
You want to see another side of me? Try to take advantage of Kerry.
She showed me a side the other day. I was like, changing the subject. So how did you like the game? Because another side came out, but it was love and it said protection. And so one of the things I had to learn was, if it's not going to be beneficial to my relationship, then I don't need it in my life.
And the other thing is this, saying no. Simply saying no to people establishes boundaries. Putting in expectations of what, and there's nothing that shows boundaries more than actions, not words, actions. A lot of people are talkers. Mm-hmm. And I always say, I can show you better than I can tell you, right? Because if you'll show someone what you're going to tolerate and what you're not going to tolerate, they will get it really quickly. Real quick, they get the message. Mm-hmm. So it's important to understand that boundaries are established by what you allow, what you stop, and what you reinforce. Yeah. That is how boundaries are established. And I think that a lot of the time it's for people who are pleasers, right? I'm a former people pleaser.
Hallelujah.
Kerry's a reformed people pleaser. You know, you
said again, reformed.
It can be really difficult to say no to people because they get so upset with you, especially when you're someone who's never been saying no before.
Yes.
But it's so, self-love is rooted in boundaries.
If you walk away from a conversation and it keeps bothering you because you didn't say what you needed to say, you're a people pleaser. When you start allowing other people's feelings to be spared at the sake of your feelings being spared.
Now, you can't sleep.
Yeah.
Because
that was me.
You didn't speak your mind and you didn't stand up for yourself. And you're thinking, I should have said this and I should have said that. But you didn't. And then now you're upset and you're all disturbed in your spirit, but they're sleeping like a baby in their house. And that was
me. I'll be somewhere mad. And so now, listen to me. Now, people will call my phone. I'll look at it. What have you done for me lately? And if you ain't done nothing for me lately, I'm not doing nothing for you. And I hate to sound that way, but what happens is, one thing my wife taught me, she says, you teach people how to treat you. If you let them walk on you, then that means keep walking on me. If you let them if you let them know that you're the floor mat, they'll keep wiping their feet on you. But if you let them know that you're a pit bull and you will bite, they'll think twice about what they do to you. And my wife told me, she says, if you treat people the way you straighten me out, you'll never have a problem.
You'll never have no problems. Because he's so real with me and be like, no, I'm not happy. You need to do this. You need to do that. Stop it. Do this. Do that. And I'm like, if you would just be that way with everybody else.
And I am.
And now he's starting to be that way with everyone else.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm saying this honestly. I'm not trying to be Kerry the preacher when I'm setting you straight and quote Bible scriptures and say, the Lord said. No. Those days are over. You step on my toe, I'm going to say, ouch. But the way I say it's going to let you know don't step on it again. And the reason why I've learned that is simply because of balance and boundaries. Okay? I didn't have that. People can do me wrong, and I can know they're lying in my face, but yet I wouldn't say anything. Now, I'm like, that ain't true.
I cut people off for lying to my face and never say a word. We just done. Because you're showing me who you are, and I don't need any more evidence of that. So once you show me that and you show me who you are, and I know we are not kindred spirits, we are not kindred hearts. In other words, I say if you are a very giving, loving, and kind person, you have to understand that you are rare. Mm-hmm. You're not the majority of people. You're special.
Is that our Brian from Dallas?
Yeah, that's right.
What's up, Brian? Welcome, my friend.
So if you understand that you're different and you're special, you'll stop expecting everyone to be like you, and you'll be more sensitive.
Can I say something on that?
Yeah.
That was my problem. I thought everybody was raised like me and had moral values like me and treated people kindness like me. And I had barracudas around me that was tearing me to pieces. And I'm still trying to be Jesus' child named Bobo the clown. And I'm like, wait, I'm getting cut up over here in the name of Jesus. No. And so she taught me no.
In other words, you have to be very particular about who you allow around you.
Yes.
Because we are good people. We're the kind of people who will give you the shirt off our back. You
Come
call
on.
3 a.m, we're on our way.
Yes.
We're those kind of friends and that kind of family. So everyone's not deserving of that because they will only take and take and take and take. Mm-hmm. But when it's your turn, you need to test some people in your life. I'll tell people all the time, I dare you to test somebody.
On now.
Send a text and say, I need to borrow $50. Send a text and say, hey, I'm going to need a ride. You may not even need it. But I dare you to test some people in your life to see who's really there for you the way you've been there for them. Some of these people will surprise you. You think they got your back. You think they on your side. You think they're team Rebecca, team Pope. Nah, boo. They are not. They are just sitting taking advantage of all the benefits of being your friend. Because you have there's a lot of benefits to being our friend.
Come on, girl.
A lot of benefits.
Ooh, you got happy in here.
I
brought something up out of you. Don't let the spoon taste fool you.
Everyone's not deserving.
Selena said, good luck.
Good luck. Everyone is not deserving.
And you know, one of the things that I'm learning. Sure, you can have 50. We got the Monopoly money, though.
So good people keep getting hurt.
Yes.
You know, it's one of the reasons I wrote my book on love and dating for women of God, for women of faith, because we don't know the rules, and good women are the ones who get hurt the most out here because they just don't know what to do.
Yeah, good men get hurt too now.
Oh, I know, but I wrote the book for women. I was just saying. But good men get hurt
I got a book coming for you, man. I'm gonna rip the men.
Good men and good women get hurt all day, every day, because they're expecting people to be like them, to be like us. And those are false expectations. You better discern, vet, and qualify.
Now, I like what Kaya said, because I'm gonna come in Cleveland and say, she says, I've been saying about what really? What's the name of your book? Okay.
Hold on, we'll get there. Go, just.
How do you get past that? Okay. Only hang out with those who take you higher. I had to learn that, Cleveland. I was hanging with people that were taking me lower. They were going higher at my benefit. But I was going lower at theirs.
Drained.
They was draining me. They was sucking me dry. And then when I hit rock bottom, they were gone because now I'm weak. I'm no longer able to be all of that to everybody. So I had to learn something. When that scripture says, don't cast your pearls among swine, for they will tear it apart and then they'll turn on you. Okay? That scripture is so true. And sometimes swine can be your family. Sometimes swine can be your co-workers, and sometimes swine can be your church folks. And I had to come to understand something. There's a reason why when Jesus healed 10 lepers, only one came back. Because most people are not appreciative of what you do for them. They're selfish. Right. Most people follow Jesus not because they loved his ministry.
They love the benefits.
They love the benefits.
They wanted food.
Come on now.
And healing.
That's it.
That's it. That's why Jesus had the most followers he had.
Yeah, because they follow him for the benefits. And so my question to you, because we got to shut it down, are people following you for the benefits that you bring to them, but you're not benefiting from them?
Are your needs being met? That's only fair. It's only fair if you're a really good person and you're really good to people. It's only fair that they reciprocate. It's only fair. And half the problem that we have as people of faith and as good people is that we just don't know our value. We don't know our worth. We suffer from low self-esteem. We suffer from identity crisis because we're out here not realizing how special we are and how anointed we are and how gifted we are and how called we are and how destined we are. And so you'll flock with just anybody and you'll hang with just anybody and you'll just you know, you're lowering yourself.
You're dumbing yourself down.
Playing small, dealing with this and dealing with that and long suffering because you think that's what you're supposed to be.
You want to have the fruit of the
around fools that are just tearing you up and destroying you all the time.
Yeah. Those days are over for us. That's the part that she brings. Now listen. One of the subjects we want to talk about, and if you have any subject you would like for us to talk about, please inbox us. We would love to get some of yours, because we want to make sure we give you what you need. And we give it from our own personal experiences, things we've gone through. But one of the things we're going to talk about, and one of the things I'm going to write about, and I'm not going to give it all away now, is how religion changed my life. And we're going to talk about how a lot of things we went through in life for the name of religion cause you the hurts and pains. And so now you're in relationships trying to heal trying to find yourself. You lost your identity. Some of us, like she said, you don't know who you are. And so what we're going to do, we're going to shut it down. Okay. We want to say thank you, first of all, for having us back. It's been a while. Been a long time.
Been a long time.
Since we...
What? Left you.
With what?
Without
a dope beat to
step two. Oh, so listen, you can reach out to us at thepopeagency.com. If you are needing a healing course, we have an online healing course for you that doesn't include personal coaching, but you can upgrade to personal coaching. But if you need healing and you need help and you need to work on your self-love and do your self-work, we have a course for you to do.
Yes, we do. Men, holler at me, men.
Men,
holler at
yes,
me.
Listen.
Yeah.
Couples, if you're needing counseling, Pastor Pope is absolutely phenomenal. I'm just his sidekick when it comes to couples counseling and marriage counseling. I don't try to own it. That's his, he's awesome. Absolutely awesome. If you need help in your relationship, reach out to us at thepopeagency.com. Send in a message right there on the contact page. Link with us, connect with us to get help, because sometimes you need a neutral individual to give insight and wisdom into your situation. And a lot of the time it just requires healing and understanding. What about premarital counseling? Yes, hun, we do it.
All day, every day.
All day, every day.
Yes.
We do a lot of premarital counseling. We love it. It's a lot of fun. We have a program, a 4-week program.
Yes.
And so you can reach out to us about that as well, Dan. How do you friends with other married couples who are quality friends? How do you find friends find married couples that are friends? Like, they want more married friends. That's a good question.
Very good question.
I don't know.
Typically, you may find a couple, okay?
Yeah.
Not couples. It's kind of hard.
One couple that you can socialize with. Right. I mean, the reason it's not easy is because having real friends is not easy. True, real friends are few and far between. You know, I got like 3, right? So at the end of the day, thinking that you're going to be able to link up with another couple and there not be drama and there not be issues and there not be misunderstandings and all of these things, because like I said, most people are not healed.
Right.
So can you? Yes, but ask God to give it to you. Ask God to give you some married friends.
That's right.
To connect you with the right people.
That's right.
And He will.
And
yes, we have our retreat coming up.
And one of the things that, while we don't really have a lot of friends, is because most time we go with couples and we end up counseling, and we want to go out and just have fun. We don't want to go out and have counseling sessions on Friday nights. That's our night today.
Yeah, because, with us, we want to be around healthy people so that we're not really,
Yeah. So talk about the retreat.
So, yes, we have a marriage retreat coming up, a couples retreat coming up in October. Please stay tuned. We are working on the details right now.
And listen, you have to stay tuned because the slots are very limited.
Yeah, very limited.
So it's first come, first serve. First come,
and
first serve.
And we are going to have a blast. You need to be at least engaged or married to go on the retreat.
No, and don't get engaged before the trip and get unengaged after the trip.
Don't get engaged just to go on the trip. So you need to be engaged. It's going to be super fly, super sexy, super fun, and it's going to be great. So you don't want to miss that. We'll be able to hang out with the Popes. And Cassandra, that would honestly be a great way for you to meet some other fun, happy couples as well, because there will be other couples who want to travel together and want to do fun things. Yes. Where is your cheek, Cassandra? So that's look, God answered your prayer. We're looking to schedule, just like that.
We're looking to schedule 4 retreats, whether it's with the women, whether with the men, whether with the couples, whether it's with whatever. We're looking to do at least 4 a year, which means 1 a quarter. We like to travel.
Yes, we love to travel. Yeah. So Kaya says she's going.
All right, whoop whoop, then Miss Beck. And we know love looks good on you, Miss Beck.
Yes, we love it.
Good
Congratulations, dear. We're so happy for you guys. You guys are such a beautiful couple.
Yeah. Erica said, dang. I know, girl, but guess what? It's always next year.
That's right. So stay tuned for that. We will be releasing that soon.
And Costa Rica.
And Costa Rica is about to sell out for the women's retreat in Costa Rica for January. Listen, you guys have waited to the last minute. If you have not booked this and been making your payments.
So sorry.
It's rough out here, y'all. Don't wait it. But we do have spots available. Go to godlygirlsclub.com/travel club in order to register and get some information on the payment plans. All right. We love you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. I guess we'll be back next Wednesday. Yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday.
Do you want us back?
Yeah.
If you want the Pokes back next week and you truly enjoyed yourself, just blow your screen up with hearts or explosions or whatever, and that may let us know if you want us. But would you want us back? Would you like us back? Are we too crazy? Are we too dramatic? Nobody wants us back.
Oh, no heart.
Give me.
Oh, wait. You got some hearts.
Give me the thing.
You got some hearts, honey. You got some hearts. You got some hearts.
Oh, I got some hearts. Yeah, somebody wants us back.
You're welcome, guys. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We'll be back next week.
And remember, give the info where they can find us again. Write us.
ThePopeAgency.com.
Yes,
ThePopeAgency.com. Thank you for joining Life with the Popes. We love you.
Bless you guys. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.